Assalamu alaikum dear students, my name is Muhammad Asif and in this video lecture series we are learning visual programming. Students, this is week number 7 and lecture number 12. In our previous lecture we have learned few topics in which include the inheritance concept, which is the second most important feature of the object oriented programming, and have learned about the syntax and solve the programming example within the C#. We have also learned the concept of multi-level inheritance. First learn the syntax and then solve the programming example within the C#.NET framework. Inshallah, in today's lecture, we will be learning the most important feature of the object-oriented programming, that is abstraction in C#. We will also learn the abstract class. First the syntax of the abstract class, then we will be solving the programming example within the C#. Next we will also learn the interface, what is interface and how it will be achieved. So first we will be learning the syntax of the interface, and inshallah at the end we will be learning with the help of programming example that how interface will be achieved. So now let's start.
Abstraction is one of the main principle of object-oriented programming, and it is used to display only the necessary and essential characteristics of an object to the outside of the world and hide the implementation. Mean you have to display the necessary information and hide encapsulate the unnecessary thing to the real world. The real world example is like we have an ATM machine. Every user and every customer knew about the ATM machine, that how it works and for which purpose it is used. Whenever a user inserts some card, it press some digits and receives the money, because the users and the customers are interested in the money, not the background, what is and how the ATM machine works and how it implements the overall scenario. So there are two things. Number one, the front end of an ATM and the back end of the ATM. So abstraction show you that the front end is showed displayed to the user, but the back end, which is the implementation, which is the important part, for the user it is not important, so it is hide encapsulated from the user with the help of abstraction. So the ATM machine is a real world example that how it works, and there are two sides. After the example, let's see what is abstract class. Abstract class is declared with the help of abstract keyword. Abstract will be a keyword, and you are not allowed to create objects. Mean the object of the abstract class is not possible. In other words, you cannot use the abstract class directly with a new operator. Mean simply it means that the abstract class have no objects. Class that contain the abstract keyword with some of its methods, it is also known as a abstract base class. It means that whenever you see you saw the abstract keyword, it means this is an abstract class. Abstract class can contain both abstract methods and non-abstract methods. Abstract methods are those methods which having no body, and non-abstract methods are those methods which having a body within the abstract class. Let's see within the syntax. If you can see the syntax, this is abstract class. Abstract is a keyword, class again is a keyword, then name of the abstract. Then you see a public access specifier, abstract keyword before the return type and the function name, and there is, you can see a semicolon. Mean we have just defined, we have just declared some function, but this is not a simple function, it is a special function which is called the abstract function, and declare within the body of the abstract class. Second one is a non-abstract methods, mean we have a simple access specifier, return type, and simple a name of the function, and have a body of that function. So mean this is abstract class and this is non-abstract class. And how to use the abstract class and how to implement the abstract method. So you must have a derived class. So with the help of derived class you can implement the abstract methods. If you did not implement this abstract method within the derived class, so you can also not access this non-abstract method as well. So first you have to implement the abstract method. So number one, the abstract class should be derived within the child class, and after this implement the abstract method, that is public, then void, and we have a return type void, same name, area, again an area, and before the return type we have a new keyword which is called the override keyword. So whenever you will be using the abstract method within the derived class, you must have to write the keyword that is override. And now you have to define the body of this abstract method. So within this method we have just printed a simple message, abstract method is implemented. So after abstract method is implemented within the derived class, now you can also use the non-abstract methods in a derived class. So this is how the definition is and what is abstract class. Let's implement in C#. Okay students, I have already opened a new project that is abstract in C#, and before the class keyword we must have to place a keyword that is abstract, then class keyword, then name of the abstract, starting body, and then the ending body of the abstract. Within the body of the abstract class we will be having two methods. First, let's say first one is a abstract, let's say a public, then keyword abstract, then the return type, then name of the function, let's say ftn, and let's say give him underscore abstract and the semicolon. So we have just declared abstract methods. First student, you must have to make it a public because private will not be accessible outside. Then place a keyword abstract before the return type, and return type should be depend on your choice according to your situation. If you want to make it a void or integer, float, or a string. After this we will be having a non-abstract method, that is, let's say specifier public, then return type, and then function, let's say underscore non-abstract. So I have given a name to the non-abstract method, function. So this is the name of the function. To make it easy, that's why I have given him a non-abstract method, ftn underscore non underscore abstract, so it could be easily understandable. So I have just defined this method, and let's print some message, console dot write line, and give him a simple message. This is non-abstract method. To use these two members of the abstract class, that is abstract, non-abstract function and abstract function, we must be deriving, or you can say inheriting, the abstract class within the child class. So class, that is derive, and the we are deriving the abstract class, that is program starting body, and first we will be implementing, or you can say it, defining the abstract method. So we will follow the same signature. Public, after the public, within the declaration you can see the abstract keyword. So whenever you are implementing, or you can say defining the abstract method within the child class, instead of abstract keyword we will be using the override keyword, then the return type and function name, that is abstract. So we have just defined the abstract method, and now let's print a simple message. This is abstract method. After implementation of the abstract method, now we can also use the non-abstract method as well. So how? Let's see. First create the object of the child class, that is derive ob new. So ob dot, you can see, and within the IntelliSense we have now available the abstract method and non-abstract method, so we can use it both of them. Dot non-abstract method. So let me add one more line. So let's execute, press F5. So now you can see we have both messages available. So we have just accessed both of them. So student, if we do not define the abstract method within the child class, then the non-abstract method will also not be available within the child class. So let's see, let me comment these lines and this line. So we are now just calling the non-abstract method without implementing the abstract method. So you will see there is an error message that you did not implemented the abstract method, so you can also not use the non-abstract method as well. Once you have implemented the abstract method, you can also access the non-abstract method as well. Okay students, this is all about abstract class. That is, first we have learned what is abstract, then we also discussed the real life example of the abstract, and at the end we have implemented the abstract class within the C#. This is enough for today's lecture. Students, if you have any query or question, you may ask me on my official email address, that is asif@northern.edu.pk. Thank you. Allah Hafiz.